Oi, boys, welcome to year 2 of this multi-year career mode series. We are back, taking control of a brand new team, and it was as voted by the gang, by the boys, the Odd Squad. So as most of you know, right around the end of the regular season, or maybe midway through the regular season, I did throw up a poll for you boys to cast your votes on who we should coach next, and it was the Gold Coast Titans. As for Origin in year 2, I decided to stick with Queensland. For internationals, however, I went with a pretty tough team, to be honest. It should be interesting to see how we go during the international campaign, and that team was the PNG Kumals. So before we jump into the first round of the regular season, let's take a quick look at who the Titans recruited for year 2. So as you can see, their biggest recruitment is their highest rated player in the team, and that is Kotoni Staggs from the Brisbane Broncos. They've also signed Tevita Pangai Jr., another former Brisbane Bronco player, and other than them two, I'm not seeing anyone else. The team's pretty much standard 2021. There are a couple of young guns missing, like Tremaine Spry, that I would have loved to get a few reps in with, but it is a pretty gun team, not gonna lie. So you would have seen just how crazy everyone's stats jumped from the first year. There's a lot of 90 overalls running around. If that's how highly rated our team is, you could definitely expect our opposition to be pretty tough this season in year 2. And I'm also expecting plenty of new faces in these teams that we do play. We're jumping right into round 1 for season 2, so no nines warm-up, no preseason warm-ups. As for our team in round 1, Tino Fa'asua Maliawi will be our captain. No position is solidified. I'll be trying out a few things before we get our solid 17-man squad. For the moment though, the talk of round 1 would be that number 6, and I've decided to chuck Kotoni Staggs in there. Good old Kotoni, see how he goes in the 5'8" role. So far, so bad. That's all I can say at the moment, as Corey Thompson wears one. As we close out the first quarter, I'm already thinking of shifting Staggs just a bit wider into center for the next game. I think he'll be more effective in the center role, as Fa'asua Maliawi will take the tackle on the Eels 40 here. Our first home game of the season. I was expecting to have Cameron Smith in the team, but I'm guessing he suffered a career-ending injury in the previous year. That could be the only explanation why he isn't in this team. Because if you all remember, I did chuck him in, assuming that he was going to join the Titans this year. But yeah, like I said, he was nowhere to be found. I was surprised though to see both Staggs and Pangai Jr. As Blake Ferguson on the return, it's a terrible defensive effort. He will run the length of the field, and Para will be the first team to score here in round 1. The Eels have 2 snipers this season, and it looks like Mitchell Moses will be taking the kicks. If you missed it, they did sign Kyle Flanagan, and he's playing in the 6. I'll be honest, I'm a little surprised the Titans did get a majority vote. I think the first 2 days the poll was up, it was the Bulldogs who were dominating in the voting. So much so that I was about to start recording early for the series, but I didn't, obviously. I let the poll breathe for a couple of weeks, and the Titans just took off. Coming into the 2021 season in real life, the Titans are easily the most hyped team. They had a documentary made and everything. It was aired on Fox League, and it was called Building Titans. If you haven't seen it, it's a pretty good watch. They give a little insight to the Titans off-season, their transfers, and some player profiles on both Fifita and Tino Fa'asua Maliawi, who I had no idea was a country boy himself. As we stop a try here, Wanga Blake will dive early and knocks the ball on. Another close call. They were running all over us. And that's more like it. Sam Lisone treats Cameron King like a speed bump until he's stopped by an ankle tap. As Fa'asua Maliawi tries to link with Tevita Pangai Jr. Still undecided what I want to do with him. I may just leave him coming off the bench as an impact player, maybe rotate him with Fifita possibly, or we could chuck him in at lock, but I reckon he's way more dangerous on the edge as Tevita Pangai Jr. As we make a nice break, decent gains down this left side. Staggs tries to pop a grubber through the line. That was a terrible kick. The first 40 minutes of the season in the bag, we head into the sheds, trailing by 6 points. Parramatta well and truly on top of us. I don't even think we made it to their 20 as we take a look at the stats here. So it's super close on the stat sheet, but it definitely didn't feel like it. I mean, we've had a couple good moments with ball in hand, we've made some line breaks, but I still feel like we're getting dominated by the by the Eels, sorry. As on the third, we go to Fogarty, and he tries to link with Brimson, try to skip our way past a defender, but he wraps us up fairly easily. As Fogarty drops in the pocket, we send it looking for a 40-20. Not quite the angle on the return though, it's Gutherson, and it will be another try incoming off the back of a fairly ordinary kick. Actually, it was a pretty decent kick. To be honest, some poor defensive positioning, I guess. Probably needed to sit a little more deeper because they always beat that first defender, sometimes two. If there's two, the second defender will get lumped into that sidestep animation. So the Eels up by 12, still plenty of time to go. We haven't scored any points. I can see Toby Rudolph, another new recruit, lining up for a run. As they try the switch, Nathan Brown swinging it back inside, but it's intercepted by Kevin Proctor. I was going to make him the captain. I saw that Fogarty's actually the captain in real life, so I might just make Fogarty the captain. Although I think Tino is more than suitable. As Paddy Herbert looks for some work. He's been pretty good this year. Not sure if he's injured. Can't remember if I've seen him playing this weekend. But the Titans, man, have they lived up to the hype as we get hit? Stags hangs onto it though. But yeah, the Titans, have they been good this year? Have they quote unquote lived up to the hype? I'd say, with a bit of confidence, I'd say no. They still look like they'll sit just outside the 8. I had them pegged for making the 8 this year, but it's not looking likely at the moment. The way the comp is looking at the moment, there's like a guaranteed, you can guess who the top 5 will be. The rest after that is easy pickings. The Raiders, man, they've fallen off big time this season as the Eels throw a forward pass. We'll get the ball back. Can we find our first points as we enter the final 20 minutes of the match here? Back of the scrum, try to put a play together. No one gets drawn in. Boys, it is tough at the moment as we lose possession. Another big hit. That's like the 4th for the match. This time the ball does get dislodged. We are struggling, boys, not gonna lie, we are struggling. That's Wanga Blake finally gets tackled. I mentioned in the comment sections a couple of videos ago, don't expect another Bunnies type season with whoever we played with in year 2, and we are off to a pretty terrible start so far as the Eels inch closer to the try line. You just sense another try coming as King Gutho with the kill him. He will cross for their 3rd try of the game. That was a clean sidestep from Gutherson. I think he got around Tanner Boyd. They're checking the grounding here, but they will get the green lights, and we'll take another look at that try. And that particular reaction to the sidestep, that animation, much cleaner than the player diving in my opinion. As we take another look here, simple stuff, they just got it out to King Gutho, and it was just a clean miss. As Moses converts, the Eels go up to 18 points, and we still haven't scored. As lopsided as this match has been, this is great. I know we haven't scored, but a bit of adversity forcing us to mix our players around and whatnot. It would have been a little boring if we just came into the season pumping teams. I didn't expect myself to, and that definitely didn't happen here as Parramatta power their way down the field once again. It'll definitely be back to the drawing board. I might bring Ash Taylor back in the 6, move Stags a little wider. 5th and last, Kyle Flanagan with the kick. The Don goes up, comes down, and is met with solid contact once again, giving us a bit of a taste of our own medicine. We did that same play at the other end of the field, but this time it was more effective for Parramatta. They actually made us drop the ball. I think it was Wallace that put a hit on Gutherson as they go wide and flat to Ryan Madison, looking for his first try of the season. We were able to flip him over though, as you can see here on the replay. I'm already looking ahead to round 2, thinking of changes and whatnot. If you've got any suggestions, let me know in the comment section. I will take them on board as I did in previous series. Some of you guys' ideas worked, some of them didn't. But hey, it was worth a shot. As they continue to hammer away, can they score their 4th try of the match? The Eels laying with the play the ball wide and flat once again. Ryan Madison, the same man this time, won't be denied as he does make the grounding. Man, that's tough, boys. That's tough. As you can see, he does get the ball down. Green lights incoming for the Parramatta Eels. Their 4th try of the match. And there she blows, the fat lady singing full time, full time. The Parramatta Eels 24, the Gold Coast Titans 0. We lose our first home game of the season, and it's a pretty bad beat too. Look, it was always going to be risky just jumping right into the regular season. No preseason 9s to work out combinations, but I'm fairly confident we can turn it around. We 1000% have the talent to do so, as Clint Gutherson picks up man of the match. As always, if you enjoyed that and would like to see more Rugby League Live 4 content, or more content in general, be sure to run straight at that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you later.
Logan to the grave, them boys still know my name. It's that boy from the big bad gang, get a big bag, good if they wanna get paid. Say they wanna show them, put me on stage. One condition, I'm rocking with Jay, and the whole damn gang gotta get real lit. Got a Marley spliff to keep them more fit. Yeah, we on go, but they who with it? Come to your block, get spun like fidget, run that back.